How many videos will this amazing product keep on giving me? Dark Magician apparently went to $2,000 in Ghost Rare from Ghost from the Past. Now, it has crashed back down already. It obviously didn't hold. So the big news was, oh, Dark Magician 2000, Dark Magician 2000, whoa. People did some type of buyout. Maybe it was planned, maybe it wasn't, I don't actually know. And at one point, the only listing that was still left was 2000 and higher. As of the filming of this video, there are listings lower again. We have a listing at 1300, some listings at 1500, so it's not like this is holding at that price. Now, normally, this is where you will hear me say this is dumb, this is stupid, fuck this price, and so forth. But I will say, when Dark Magician was 400, 500, I did think that was far too low. I am not a fan of speculating on Modern and calling myself an investor and so forth for it. But I will say, 400, 500 made no sense to me. Because again, these were so hard to pull. And Ghost Rare Ra on release was the same price, but it was confirmed, and as good as confirmed per case. And let's be real, the chase for Ghost Rare Ra wasn't as big as for that damn Dark Magician. The Ghost Rare Ra, in my opinion, didn't feel as much as a collectible as the Dark Magician. Because Ghost Rare Ra, in the end, it was still the regular effect variant of Ra. I would have personally found it much cooler if it was its GBI variant, and then perhaps instead of it being yellow, it would actually be fully white. That would be, you know, mind-blowing in my opinion, but again, that's very personal. But this Dark Magician felt much more collectible than that card, and it was way harder to pull. Again, Ra, about one per case. Dark Magician, first of all, you need to pull a ghost from the Past, and then it's 1 of 5. So the Dark Magician was so much harder to pull, and then magically, it was only 400, 500, while the Ra on release was similar, and then its low was like 200 after it, you know, petered out and crashed or whatever you want to call it. So again, that felt low. Now, that doesn't mean the card needs to be 2000, but I did kind of assume that it would go higher, and then we saw it climb to 700, 800, then we saw this funny little buyout thing or whatever happened, went to 2000, and now it's back down to 1300 or so. Now, everyone wants to hear, right? This is why you clicked on this video. This is why this thing keeps on working. You want to hear, will card go up? Will card go down? Mr. YouTube man, tell me, do I buy card go up? I don't know. No one knows. Kind of just grasping at straws. These are, it looks like, easier to grade than the Ras. Because the other day we had a person who graded the very first PSA 10 Ghost Rare Ra. As we know, most of these Ghost Rare Ras are all 7s because of all the scratching. Now, I will say, the Dark Magicians inside this are also very often damaged. We've seen these weird ones where the backs have these indentations. We've seen them where the front has these like ink splodges on the effect box. We've seen a variety of things that can be awful. And again, the same old scratches are also a thing. But I will say I have seen more gradable Dark Magicians than I have seen gradable Winged Dragon of Ross. And we already saw a Dark Magician Ghost Rare in PSA 10, like yesterday as well. So there's definitely an argument here for that grade to then flip arbitrage that will work on the Dark Magician that didn't really work on the Ra. You know, on the Ra, we saw one dude get a 10 already, and that's it. We're on the Dark Magician, which has been out for like a week or two. We also already saw a PSA 10. And keep in mind, this guy needed to pay $300 to Super Express that right now because PSA isn't grading anything else. So that means this guy was very certain of the print quality of this particular card. That makes me very interested overall in how this card will perform, because it's very possible that all of these damaged ones will start doing awfully because people are aware of grading now. People are looking for a gradable Dark Magician now. But that also means that once we've sifted through all the junk, you know, all the busted Dark Magicians essentially, and we've gotten to the ones that are gradable, then that pop will likely go up. I'm pretty sure it's a good move right now if your Dark Magician Ghost is mint that you get it graded. Not necessarily at the Super Express level with the $300, you know, just wait till July or so when PSA allegedly opens back up for lower tier orders. Send it in and get it graded. Now, I'm not telling you to then sit on that graded card. I am not entirely convinced that this card will perform like other Ghost Rares in the long term, because people are already pricing in all of the hype into this card. The raw Ghost Rare being 1,300, or even if it's just 1,000 right now, would mean that the PSA 10 is gonna sell for a 4,000 or whatever as well. If you're buying at 4,000, what kind of growth do you really expect from that? Might it still go up beyond that? Sure. It could, but you don't have that organic creation of collectability as you had with your Stardust Ghost and your Black Rose Ghost, who have that age, that historic significance that this card just doesn't have yet. And so because it started out as hunted and collectible from the very start and people are already specking on it, I would feel less bullish on it. Regardless, again, depending on at which price you can get this card, it's still interesting. And I don't say that very often about modern cards. I've been plenty clear on this channel. There are not many modern cards where I say, oh, that's pretty interesting. Again though, very price dependent. I would not buy this card at 1,300. And if you now tell me, oh, but what if it's 2,000 in 5 years? And I'll say, okay, then you have underperformed a variety of assets. Well done. Again though, if you can like get a minty copy, like a gradable copy, like that potential 10, that doesn't feel that bad. I don't think that's a bad move. But again though, I would then grade it and flip it for insane profit rather than holding on to it for the very, very, very long term. Perfectly possible it'll be higher 1 or 2 years from now, but I don't know how historically significant it will be 10 years from now. Regardless, hope you found it interesting. This is the last one I have. I really need to open this up. Like, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Ciao.